Hey guys, I hope everybody's doing amazing. So, I wanted to do a series of videos to kind of help you guys navigate some of the information that's out there as it relates to uh, the current whole COVID thing that's going on, and help you guys kind of understand how to make it financially during this time and how to survive and come out on the other side, not just existing, but come out on the other side better off than when you went in. I know that may not seem possible, but if you know what I know about money, it's very possible. And so I'm going to be having a webinar. First thing I want to tell you, I'm going to be having a create your own stimulus webinar Sunday at 6:30 p.m. It's only $19 because I want to be able to share this information. And the only reason I'm charging it all because I do believe people have to have skin in the game. If you go to bit.ly/COVID cash info, bit.ly/COVID cash info, you can grab your ticket to attend Sunday at 6:30. And we're going to be talking about how to earn money, how to cash in on the money if you're a business, independent contractor, how to cash in on the money if you're a regular person. How do you make money during the stimulus? But today, I want to be talking to you guys about what bills should you pay and how do you get relief? What's the smart thing to do with your bills during this whole COVID situation? A lot of you may be working from home. Some of you may have lost your jobs, been furloughed. Some of you may still be working and just not wanting to deplete your finances until you know what is going to happen with your job and how long this is going to go on. So everything I'm about to share with you, from how to pay your utilities to what to do about your mortgage and your rent and other bills, money you should expect to be returned to you. If you once you sign up for the webinar, I'm going to share all of the notes of all of the webinars I'm going to do this week, and so you get all of those for only $19 if you register at bit.ly/COVID cash info. So the first thing we want to talk about your rent and your mortgage, because that's really your most important bill. And if you haven't already shared this broadcast, make sure you share this broadcast. So if you have a federally backed mortgage, the government has made passed a bill to give you a 12-month, up to 12-month forbearance on your mortgage. That does not mean you get 12 months without paying. That means you get 12 months you don't have to pay right now. You will, and that's the big thing you need to know about everything we're doing right now, is that for most of these bills, eventually you will have to pay this money back. I want you to remember that as you make your decisions. For most of these bills, you will have to pay this money back in some shape, form, or fashion. So I want you to be aware of that as you're making the decisions as to whether to pay your rent or your mortgage right now. But if you have a federally backed mortgage, you can get up to 12 months. If you don't know, call them. The big thing I can tell you about all these bills I'm going to talk about today is keep in touch with your creditor. Don't just think that, oh, they know I don't have a job because of COVID. Oh, they know everybody's struggling. The more communication, both verbal and written, that you do with your creditor, the further along this is going to be able to help you when this all shapes up. So don't be afraid to get on that phone and call your creditor and let them know what is going on with you. But as it relates to mortgage and rent, most states have asked that the lenders and the landlords give you at least 3 months. But again, some people are saying, hey, I'm calling my landlord, they're giving me the runaround. I'm calling my mortgage company, they're giving me the runaround. Put everything in writing and keep calling back. Be persistent. If you can pay it, pay it. And that's why I'm doing that webinar on how to create your own stimulus, because it only makes sense that you learn how to generate some revenue, even if the money in your job is not coming in right now. So make sure you go to bit.ly/COVID cash info. One of the reasons I'm doing this, guys, is to be honest with you. We don't know. We don't know when this is going to be over. And that is the truth of the matter. We don't know how long it's going to last. Good afternoon, Berlin. We don't know what the end state is going to be. We don't know any of that. And so the more prepared we can be as it relates to how we pay our bills, the more knowledgeable we can be as to where to go and how to go get help, the better off. So I want to provide you guys with this information. Hold on just a second. I want to provide you guys with this information so you know how to govern yourself accordingly. So the big thing is, where are you right now? If you absolutely positively cannot pay your mortgage, if you absolutely positively cannot pay your rent, reach out to your landlord, reach out to your mortgage company and say, hey guys, I need some help. Right? And again, follow it up in writing. Okay, because what you don't want to do is trust that when all of this is over with, they're going to remember that you called. Another thing, especially as it relates to your mortgage and your landlord, ask them, what does it mean? Even though you don't have to pay right now, what does that mean? Does that mean that as soon as this is over, they're going to expect all of their money up front? What does this mean? Are they going to tack it to the end of your payments? What does this mean? Are they going to stretch this out? So say your rent is $600 and you get a 3-month forbearance. Are they going to stretch that $1,800 out over your next 6 payments? What does that mean? Because what you don't want to do, hey, good afternoon, Rose. What you don't want to do is take the easy road, ask for a forbearance, not know what it means, and that the minute this is over, you got all of these creditors asking for their money back. So everybody that you talk to, you need to ask them specifically, what does it mean if I don't pay my mortgage right now? What you don't want to happen is to not pay your mortgage for 3 months and end up tacking 10 more years to your mortgage. If it's your mortgage, what's going to happen with your taxes? What's going to happen with your HOA fees? What's going to happen with your interest? So these are questions that you need to not only ask, but these are questions you need to get the answers to before you say yes to any agreement. And again, put it in writing, send a copy to them, copy yourself so that you can hold them accountable to do what they said they're going to do. When you're in a situation where like back when the bottom fell out of the housing industry, when you're in a situation where everybody is struggling, you need to make sure that you protect yourself and the power is on the side of the person that has a pen. So don't just take it for granted. Thank you, Heather, for sharing. Thank you, Berlin, for sharing. Thank you, Rose, for sharing and starting a watch party. Don't just take it for granted that they're going to remember what your payment arrangement was when this was over with. When it comes to your utilities, that's another thing you need to be asking. If you absolutely positively cannot pay, that's one thing. If you can pay, pay. If you can pay some, most states have made it so that they can't cut off your light, your water, and your gas. But again, what happens when this is over? Are they going to expect payment immediately? If they are going to expect payment immediately, how are you going to deal with that? So it's best you pay as you go, even down to the point that if your bill is $150, If you can't pay it all now, pay 20 here and 30 there. And that's why it's so critical, guys, that each one of us learn the valuable lesson of being able to create something out of nothing. That's one of the reasons I'm doing that create your own stimulus Sunday at 6:30. So I can show you a ton of ways to make money from your own home, right? So you're not sitting around waiting on a $1,200 stimulus check that, just to be honest, for most adults is not going to be enough. I pay my daughter's bills. I have twins that are in college. They both have their own places. I pay their rents, their light bill, their phone bill, they insurance. They pay for their cars. They can't live on $1,200, and their housing is subsidized by me. Their education is subsidized by me. So $1,200 when it's free money, it seems like a lot of money. But if you have to make it on $1,200, $1,200 is not a lot of money. And I think this whole incident is designed to teach us not to be so comfortable that we're not making our own money at all times. Amen. Do you hear me? Not to be so comfortable that we're not doing what we can do to generate revenue at all times. $1,200, y'all, I'm not capping. I'm not being funny, but $1,200 is just not any real money. I was making $1,200 when I was 18. I was making $1,200 a month. Yeah, I had to work 2 jobs, but it's just not any real money. So the big thing is everybody needs to get up off their ass and take advantage of these opportunities to make more money. We have become, come on, Miss Ebony Nicole, we don't become too comfortable, and we've become too prideful, and we've become too egotistical. And this was even a reminder for me to stay hungry, to never stop. Don't settle. If you got something in your hands that somebody else is willing to pay for, why you not selling it? Can somebody say hello? And we're so worried about what is such and such gonna say if I'm selling this. What if such and such gonna say? I don't give a damn. As long as I can pay my bills and my family's bills, I can't worry about what everybody else gotta say about what I'm doing. So the bottom line, and guys, there used to be resources that could help you with your light bills, your water bills, and your gas bills. But to be honest with you, the nonprofits that used to could help, I'm sure they are overrun with requests. So what does that boil down to? That boils down to that even if they don't turn your lights out now, when this is over with and they lift the moratorium on utilities, these folk gonna expect their money. So what you need to be doing, even if, let me tell you something about my grandmother. Can I tell y'all something real quick? My grandmother was what I call a nickel and dimer. Hello? Anybody know what a nickel and dimer is? My grandmother would nickel and dime a bill to damn death. So let's just say the light bill came and the light bill was $40. And my grandma may not have $40 right now, but she gonna pay $4 on it. She would go all the way to the light company, because back then you had to go to the company. You had to go to the water company to pay your bill. You had to go to the light company to pay your bill. You either had to do that or mail it in. And most of us didn't have no bank accounts, no checks. My grandma go all the way to the light company and pay $4. She go clean the house, make $5. Before she even come home, she gonna stop by the light company and pay $5 more on that bill. She gonna iron some clothes, make $3, $4, and to tell the person, stop by the light company and put that on my bill. That's how you have to do this situation. If you're in a position where you can't pay the whole bill now, the worst thing you can do is leave that money in your hands. Put something on that bill. And if you go ahead and start to make a little money every day. A little money every day adds up. Let's talk about if you were to launch something that made $100 a day. $100 a day is an extra $3,000 a month. That's more than a stimulus. And so that's what we're going to be doing Sunday at 6:30. It's only $19. bit.ly/COVID cash info. Y'all need to come and get a remembrance of how to get this money out of these internet streets, because it's here and people are still spending money. That's another thing I want to remind you guys of. You may think it's hard out there for a pimp right now, but the truth of the matter is people will always spend money on what they want. I almost used the F word. People will always spend money on what the F they want. People are still ordering food out. People are still shopping online. People are still buying purses and jewelry and shoes. They don't have anywhere to go, but these people are still spending money. And if they still spending money, why not spend it with you? If they still making money, why you not still earning money? Hello? See, this is what I call, hey Orlando, this is what I call survival of the fittest. They say when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Some people are going to sit around and act like they too prideful to do what it takes to make it through this crisis. I'm not. I'm selling everything that ain't nailed down. It's not a game for me. And I hope it's not a game for you. bit.ly/COVID cash info. I'm going to give you a ton of ideas on what you can do. If you're a realtor, what can you do? If you're have a salon, what can you do? If you're a teacher, what can you do? Because there shouldn't be anybody right now comfortable enough to not be making some extra money. If you're working from home and you have the time, you need to be left. Can I tell y'all a sad story? And one of the reasons I'm doing this, y'all, these grocery store workers done start dying. Listen to me now. These grocery store workers done start passing away. And as many people as I can get this information so that they have a choice other than go into a grocery store and get infected to pay their bills, I'm gonna do this webinar. I'm gonna help as many people as I can. Because if you can get up and go to that grocery store, there's some things you can do at home and stay safe. Now, yeah, I know we need people at the grocery store, but as long as them grocery stores open, we're not doing nothing but passing this stuff around. So here's my thing. We all have choices as to how we live our life. We have choices as to how we make our money. We have choices as to how we survive. And what we don't need to do is be forced into anything we don't want to do for lack of knowledge. So again, if it's your mortgage or your rent, you need to be in high communication with your landlord or your mortgage owner and ask them, what does this mean if I don't pay my rent for 3 months? Are you gonna, and my rent $600 a month, month 4, are you gonna be looking for $2,400? Because if I don't have $600 month 1, I'm not gonna have $2,400 month 4. So don't set yourself up for failure. Ask, can you make partial payments? Same thing with your light, water, and gas. Ask them, how can you pay? The bills that you can get rid of. Your cable bill, get rid of it. Your cell phone bill, call them and ask them to switch you to a lower plan. They will. They'd rather keep you paying $30 or $40 a month than lose you altogether. But if they won't reduce your plan, find you a cheaper plan. See, folks be out there laughing about Cricket and Metro PCS and what's the other cheap phone service? Boost. Folks used to laugh at me because I was on Cricket. What are you laughing for? Because when you don't pay your bills, that's exactly what you're going to be on. Crickets. So at the end of the day, nobody knows because Boost uses the same phone lines as Sprint. It's about survival. Somewhere along the way, we got bougie. We want name brand everything, even phone service. The only reason I don't use Boost to this day is because they had limited national coverage and I traveled too much. They had limited international coverage and I traveled too much. If it weren't for the travel restrictions, I still have them. Me and all my 4 phones would be on Boost, Cricket, Metro PCS, somebody. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. We're in survival mode. Butterfly Makeup said, I'm on Cricket, works just as well as that high-ass T-Mobile I use. You better tell, matter of fact, I drop more calls on Sprint than I dropped on anybody. But at the end of the day, again, it's about making it through. Let me give y'all the tea on y'all car insurance. Anybody want the tea? The tea is because you're at home right now and a portion of your car insurance has to do with how many miles you travel to work. Your car insurance company owes you a discount. Your car insurance company owes you a rebate. Now, 2 of the major companies are doing it automatically. The rest of them said, y'all need to call. Now, if that ain't game, I don't know what is. You know people struggling, and you know people don't know the car rules, car insurance. So if you don't know that, if you don't know to call your car insurance company, let them know because of COVID ID, I am now working from home, and let them ask them what is your new rate, and it needs to be proactive back to the day that you went home. If you don't know that, you just lost hundreds of dollars with your car insurance. Call them and let them know. Because see, the places where you can save money, you need to save money. So a lot of people are not telling y'all that car insurance, come on now, they owe you money back because they calculate a piece of your car insurance based on how far you travel. And if you're not, like Rose, if you're retired, they need to reduce your car insurance. You quit your job and you start working from home, they need to reduce your car insurance. You know, money is a funny thing. Some people have money because they have knowledge. There's 2 ways you get money. You get money through action and you get money through knowledge. A lot of people think you gotta scrimp and save in order to move your revenue to the next level. It's not that. You know, Michelle, I don't know which 2 companies are. Let me help y'all out. And y'all quick to say coach is me. I don't remember which 2 companies are doing it, but I just gave you a breadcrumb to save hundreds of dollars on your insurance for free. So can you go the extra mile and get on your Uncle Google, call your car insurance company, and see what they tell you about your car insurance? Is that fair? Okay. See, guys, you got to realize there's a difference between paid information, free information, and inexpensive information. This information I'm giving you right now is free. It's something I know that I want to make sure you know so that you can tell other people, right? Because if not, they're going to keep getting over on us. So sometimes you got to take that breadcrumb and work with it. Now, Sunday, I'm going to be giving you even more details about how to create your own money, because that's a paid webinar, but it's an inexpensive webinar. It's only $19. But if any of you have ever been to my $19 webinars, you know you're going to leave with a whole bunch of ideas on how to make some money. So make sure you, it was Allstate. Thank you, CC. Allstate is one of them. bit.ly/COVID cash info. Make sure you grab your seat for Sunday at 6:30 so you can learn how to generate this revenue and you won't be caught between a rock and a hard place. Life insurance. Anybody need help with their life insurance? If your life insurance builds cash value, you can use some of the cash value in the life insurance to make your payment. Did everybody catch that? If you have a life insurance policy that builds cash value, if you can't afford to pay it right now, you can use some of the cash value in your policy to make the payment. The last thing you want is for that policy to lapse. So again, here's a opportunity for you to call your life insurance company. Ask them what can they do. Can they temporarily reduce your premium? Can they stretch your premiums out? Can they pay the premium out of the cash value? What can they do? I tell you, the more you use your phone during this whole situation and stay in high touch with your creditors, the better off you're going to be. Same with credit cards. Last but not least, credit cards. What you don't want to happen during this whole thing is for your credit to get bad. Especially if you worked hard to increase your credit, you don't want your credit to get bad. So CC said Allstate is returning $600 million to customers, and they should. And so with that being said, call your credit card companies. At least if you make a payment arrangement with them, make sure they're not going to be reporting you late. It's important that you understand these are your bills. And while everything that's going on is horrible, nobody is responsible for making sure you come out of this on the other side okay but you. And communication is key. Call your creditors, ask for reduced payments, ask for a forbearance, but understand, what does that look like? Are you gonna count me as late on the credit report? Are you gonna double my bill the next month? Is this going to increase my interest rate? Is all this money gonna be due at once? And so guys, I hope this information helped you out. There are so many people out there struggling with, should I pay my rent or not? What do I do about my light bill, phone bill, water bill? This is some great information. If you know anybody that needs it, make sure you tag them. Again, I hope to see you guys Sunday. We're going to be talking about how you create your own stimulus for only $19 Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Grab a seat, bring a friend. And again, I hope this information helps you out, because my goal is to leave out of this crisis better than when I came in. And that's my goal for each and every one of you guys. So I hope to see you a little bit later.